Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning,
Morning.
John.
Good, good. Thank
Ladies and
you.
gentlemen, I want to tell you a little story. When I first arrived in Idaho, and I forgot who told me this, I thought I wish I remembered because I'd like to thank him. He said, "You got to remember one thing about Idaho, Rick. When we circle the wagons, all the guns point in." Thank you. Anyway, I've been here 5 years now, and I'm happy to say that I think we got some of the guns pointing out now. So I'd like to segue here with SWITA. I think it's appropriate. We worked very closely with SWITA this year. As you well know, John, we changed putting the FAM tours from the McCall Chamber grant into SWITA, taking the trade show grant and putting that also into SWITA. We had a little, difficulty starting that up, but it worked out very well. I think it's a very efficient method. We got one of our folks here from McCall, Bear Creek Lodge, Mike McLaughlin. He's also the president of the McCall Snowmobile Club, which is great. I mean, again, cooperation. I went to 5 shows this year, which is more than we've ever done before. Puyallup, Washington, Salt Lake, Spokane, West Yellowstone, and Portland. And I'll get into the impacts here later, but appreciate Mike's doing that, and our relationship with the McCall Snowmobile Club has never been better. It's been a long-term relationship, and it's been building. It's very strong. The other significant thing that we participated in with was the NASJA, National Association of Journalists Association. If you remember correctly, that was supposed to be a Tamarack this year. Well, that didn't kind of work out. Anyway, we resurrected that thanks to a large degree to my comm director, April Russell, who really worked extremely hard on that with the ITC and Karen, and with Jack over at Sun Valley, Mike at Bogus, and we were able to pull that off this year. We had a pre-trip that April set up, brought them up to Brundage, showing them the area, Cascade, Donley, brought them up to Bogus Basin, and then the entire group went to Sun Valley, went over there for that. They were very favorably impressed. We got a lot of publicity, and I expect to get a lot more out of the Pacific Northwest. So that was, I think, a success story. To say the obvious, we had a challenging year in Valley County. Somebody pointed out to me, I've got double whammy here, and they said I listed 3 things, and I said, well, there's only 2. Because one's economic and the other one's snow. So I have 2 things under economic. One was the national recession, which everybody's aware of. Second one, of course, is the closing of Tamarack, which was a huge shock to the Valley County and changed things drastically. And then the other one, of course, is we didn't have a record snow year. 245 inches of snow. That's one of the lowest snow years that we had on record. So that's kind of the, setting the table, if you will. If I can get this mouse to work. I hate these mouses. Anyway, we also did a couple of ski shows with SWITA, which was Portland and Seattle, which Jared back here did. He also works with SWITA. What kind of a year did we have? Well, I'm happy to report we at Brundage, which obviously I know since I am the president of Brundage. I'm not sure how you know that. I know the numbers, and we had a record year. Go figure. Beginning of the year, who would have thunk it? I sure didn't. But anyway, we had a record year. And I'm also the chair of the Winter Rec Committee, which is snowmobiling, backcountry skiing, cross-country skiing, snowcat skiing, anything to do with winter recreation. And I'd like to tell you we're working very closely together, and that's also with the Forest Service. So that relationship, again, Mike works with us on that board also. So our relationship is getting stronger and stronger here. The snowmobile community tells me they had a record year. How can they tell? The number of snowmobilers in town, parking lots actually overflowing. Had a little bit of a problem with that, but it's a nice problem to have. Cross-country skiers and their entities told me they had more cross-country skiers out there than they have had in years. So from that standpoint, it's a success. I wish I could quote the numbers like I just heard about the web page and stuff. I can't do that, and the reason is, and I appreciate what's happened on the webpage, Karen, especially with all of the tax information. I mean, because that, we know nobody cheats on their taxes, but it's probably as good a measure as anything. And that really is helpful. The only problem is in our situation is with the huge explosion with Tamarack and real estate and everything, and in fact the construction workers were taking up a lot of the beds Thursday through Sunday night, it's hard to get a measure of tourism in the area. Because I don't know how you take that portion, the construction workers and the associated salespeople and rooms, out of the tourism industry for those 5 years. But I made an attempt, and if somebody's got a better idea, I'd really like to hear it, because this is the best one I got, and I think it's a fairly valid one. From 95 to 99, the tax collection average was $1,449,000 and change. From 00 to 04, these are all pre-Tamarack numbers, $1,630,000 was the average. Tamarack years 05 to 09, the average was $3,539,599. And remember what I said, this is not all tourism revenue. This is also construction industry. A lot of people staying Thursday through Sunday night, construction workers, live in Boise, work there during the week, come back to Boise. Really works nice because, as you in the hotel business know, filling your room nights in the tourism area Monday through Sunday is great. That's how you make money. But how to discount that, I don't know. This year, numbers are December through March, we're at $2,804,16. That's substantially greater than the years prior to Tamarack, which was $1,630,000, even with inflation. If you figure 5 years, 4%, it can't compound it that well, but 20%, you'd still be at $1,009,000 something, and we're at $2,008,000. So, as I said, it's hard to establish a benchmark, but from what we're talking about tourism here, I think we had a very successful year. As I said, it's really hard for us to establish that benchmark other than what I've just done, because these are the numbers that we have. Where are we going? And I can speak to, anecdotal evidence. The snowmobile community would sit here or stand here and say this is the best year they've had. The cross-country community would, and obviously I'm alpine skiing. They would agree with that. I realize those aren't numbers, but as I said, it's hard to get the numbers. We as a chamber, the McCall Area Chamber of Commerce, have made a lot of progress this year. We've been struggling for 3-4 years, as you well know. We went through an embezzlement, I think it was 5 years ago. We've recovered from that. I think we've got checks and balances in place. We've got a great board. We've been working with the grants, I think, quite effectively, thanks to John's help, Karen's help, and particularly Renee's help. I'm still mad at you, Karen, for hiring away. Now we've got to do our own grants, but frankly, she still helps us anyway. Now we don't have to pay her. So that's a heck of a deal. But compliments, the web page, the tax information.
There's no conflict of interest there, right? Okay.
Well, hey, come on, John. You got to say it's the truth. It's the truth. And we also appreciate the fact that Renee has worked on this from both sides. So she's got a particular insight here as to how hard this can be sometimes for some of us who are, what should we say, grant challenged. So anyway, thank you. Where are we going as a chamber? As I said, we've been working now for 4 years. I think we've made some gains, some real gains. Great board. We, this year, have had a new office, much more visibility, much more professionalism. We created a relationship within Idaho, who is our central res, and it's not because I work for the owner or the owner's son. It's simply because when a visitor calls to McCall now, they get a person who says, what would you like to do? These are the things that we have available, and they will package their vacation. It's one-stop shopping, which is, I believe, really important to guests coming into a community that they don't know a doggone thing about. Our webpage obviously has those same kinds of listings.